So I know this is also a little bit politically charged, but
Yeah, I mean, this happens sometimes.
we have to talk about it. The MySpace era is making a huge comeback, and you have the Trump administration to thank for that. I think this is a sign that the people managing social media for the Trump administration are millennials, and they grew up in the MySpace era, hence why they decided to recreate MySpace on the White House website. They created My Safe Space, where Democrats go when opening the government feels too hard. Amid the ongoing government shutdown, they created this satirical MySpace page for the Democratic Party. Can you pull this up for us?
Hold on.
It's My Safe Space, a place for Dems. And they recreated the whole like primitive HTML look on the site. Do you have it here?
Yep, here it is.
With the background of sombreros. And this is supposed to be Hakeem Jeffries' profile. Mood difficult with the middle finger emoticon.
I like that he's got blog entries. Like I never wrote. This is before your time, but I never wrote blog entries when I had a MySpace.
This is how you do social media marketing the
Yes,
right way. So Hakeem is in your extended shutdown network, it says. In the About Me section, hey, we're Democrats in the House and Senate. We love DEI, transgender for everyone, and handing out taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. We couldn't care less if our men and women in uniform get paid and if our neighborhoods are safe. We just love playing politics with everybody's livelihoods. Heroes, anyone who identifies as a radical leftist, transnational gangs, illegal immigrants, who I'd like to meet. Honestly, we couldn't meet enough members of Antifa or illegal immigrants. They're so awesome.
I'm sorry, but the music is amazing.
Nicknames: Sombrero Guy, Timu Obama, Dollar Store Obama, and Chuck E. Cheese Obama. And yes, they have What I've Done by Linkin Park embedded on the webpage.
But the music lists Shut It Down by Pitbull featuring Akon, Shut It Down, Drake, Money, Money, Money by ABBA, Money for Nothing, The Dire Straits, Stay Woke from Meek Mill and Miguel, Ultimate Mariachi Music Playlist for a Fiesta.
Amazing. And movies: The Shutdown 2022, Other People's Money 1991, Ghostbusters 2016, and Snow White 2025. Amazing detail.
Adding
there.
Ghostbusters
the attention
2016
to detail was just top tier with whoever put this together.
Like adding Ghostbusters 2016 is diabolical.
Television: The View, SNL, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Joy Reid Show. Books: Rules for Radicals, Antifa, the Anti-Fascist Handbook, and the Communist Manifesto. General interests include Antifa, acting tough, drug dealers, and illegal criminal aliens. They also, of course, added Hakeem's top 8 list here. Joe Biden, Fenty Girl, Antifa, Soros, Chucky, and then, of course, the real Chucky, Maryland Dad, and Tampon Tim.
Somehow
I like it. I like the nostalgia bait.
Things would have been better if all of the complaints would have been like, imagine like how popular social media is now for political assets, for political figures. Imagine what would have happened if there was a time when Donald Trump was running for president and he had a top 8 list.
I love it. Who was in your top 8? You had MySpace.
It was all friends that I skated with.
We have a 20
There was definitely no bands in my top 8. I did not have a top 8 with people I didn't know.
Ezek said, I completely forgot everyone was by default an amateur coder thanks to customizing MySpace profiles 20 years ago. Yeah, before Zoomers started vibe coding with AI, millennials were just in the thick of it, learning HTML. Because you had no other choice.
I mean, I'm sure there's at least a couple of examples of people who got into computer engineering because they got into coding because of that.
And now Gen Z is like hopelessly illiterate when it comes to navigating.
I mean, that's how it is now, right? Like a lot of them, they don't even use real computers.
Right.
They just use tablets or their phone.
I mean, I know for a fact I came of age when everything was optimized for user interface. Yeah. So I don't know anything about HTML or like navigating the internet on a deeper level.
Yeah.
That's essentially why. But like I would guess the majority of staffers in the White House currently are millennials. Would that sound right to you?
Oh, that sounds about
Especially
right.
the ones who are in the social media department.
I'm not a political. I don't know much about like the ins and outs of like the backroom politics. But does that sound right? Like, would staffers be millennials or would
It makes
staffers be
sense
Gen Z?
to me.
I mean, I feel like staffers would also be Gen Z.
There are some.
How old is the oldest Gen Z?
At the moment, I believe 29.
Okay, then no. Then I would imagine that a lot of the staffers are Gen Z.
But I don't think any of them had experience using MySpace.
I mean, maybe they got some a consultation from one of their millennial bosses.
We've reached a point now where the people with living memory of MySpace are 30 and over.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
So I personally remember like my cousin having a MySpace, but she was definitely way too young to have a MySpace.
I remember like your first introduction to like your brain getting just a rush of dopamine was seeing new messages, new comments,
And we don't have Adobe Flash anymore, so we can't go back and look at all of these pages, how they actually looked on the archive.
See, I think that Tom from MySpace should like start another company. He should get out of the photography business.
What is he doing these days? Does anyone know?
He was like a travel photographer. He cashed out, sold his company or sold his stock or whatever controlling interest he had in MySpace, and he became like a travel photographer. The best thing about that is like that's my favorite story is like so many people who have a successful career go on to do something in photography. For instance, both Randy Johnson and Ken Griffey Jr., Hall of Fame Seattle Mariners. I don't know if Randy Johnson's in the Hall of Fame yet, but I believe Ken Griffey Jr. was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Both of them went on to be professional sports photographers.
This is so sad. Guys, this is more extreme than the Library of Alexandria. It was back in 2019 that MySpace lost all content uploaded to their site prior to 2016 due to what they called a faulty server migration. Mass deletion of content. We can't see anymore. So sad.
You'll have to check your photo bucket if you want to find those photos, guys.
Or Flickr, maybe.
Or Flickr.
I have no idea if this is real, but I saw people reposting JD Vance's blog posts from 2005. This was not on MySpace, but his own personal blog. And this one entry says, I don't know what to say. I returned home yesterday to North Carolina with a schedule of going to Iraq on my 21st birthday. August 2nd, rather. Hopefully that will happen. I'm so bored and lonely here that I need something to get my mind back on the right track. I feel really weird right now. Like I don't want to hang out with anyone except for my closest friends or family. And I have a few really good friends here and no family. Needless to say, it was a crappy day. I hate airports. And yesterday was incredibly emotional for me. I honestly can say that I felt more like a female than I think I ever will.
So you think you're part of the camp that believe he was an undercover emo.
Any thought about my family? A memory of Megan singing BANANAS in the back of the car. The card that my little cousins made for me or whatever made me tear up. I couldn't watch Garden State because New Jersey's landscape is so much like Ohio's. The music is so relevant to my life right now. And the story of a guy returning home, realizing that home isn't what it used to be, etc., made me tear up.
He was an emo kid. That's okay. Look, everybody posted. So look.
He has a built-in eyeliner.
I still believe also that a majority of the insecurity that millennials feel today, I fully believe this. I don't believe you can go through this type of emotional manipulation and not. I think an entire generation of people reading the vague book away messages of women they had a crush on has damaged an entire generation of men. So when the girl you liked posted emo song lyrics and you were sitting there wondering if you did something wrong, that scarred an entire generation of men. JD Vance can't escape that.
I imagine the top 8 feature was traumatizing for many people.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I think that Tom was a bit of a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like I think he wanted to sow discord and and hatred amongst friends.
I just think Instagram needs to bring that back a little. Bring back the following tab where you can stalk everybody.
Yeah.
You can play music on your profile on Instagram now. That's a little bit.
Nobody does that though. Like,
I do that.
I'm saying, but nobody like turns it on. Like most people, like the volume that's not how your phone works.
Right. But yeah, this is. I mean, JD Vance shockingly pulls off the emo look really well. I think it's because of the built-in guy liner. It's just genetic blessing.
Thank you, Schmo, in the Rumble chat. It does look like Randy Johnson, as well as Ken Griffey Jr., both first ballot Hall of Famers in baseball, who went on to be professional photographers. And then if I remember correctly, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, Randy Johnson's logo for his photography company was a picture of like the bird. There's this famous image of Randy Johnson when he was a pitcher. He threw a fastball and it hit a bird and just destroyed the bird, and his logo was of the bird getting demolished.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have another rare emo JD Vance pic to share with all of you.
Not just this one, but this one.
Even more horrifying. I saw this tweet that said dating JD Vance when he was a fat emo kid is like buying Bitcoin in 2009. Usha, one of the greatest investors of all time.
There you go. She got in on the ground floor.
And he's so memeable as well. Like, I just saw that he recreated the infamous fat JD Vance meme for Halloween. And it's shockingly accurate.
Yeah. And he's not even fat now. He's lost quite a bit of weight.
Looks like he had to use the phone angle to make his face look fatter.
Yeah. He slimmed
Happy
down.
Halloween, kids, and remember, say thank you.
They're on point with the social media relations in this administration.
You have to be. You have to be these days, unfortunately.
Biden administration kind of flopped when it came to social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kamala's campaign was even worse, leading into the whole brat thing.
It's Trump's campaign is more inherently mimetic, and it's how you push back against any pushback you get, which is to turn it into a meme.
Well, the best social media moment for Biden was, what was it? Like, it wasn't dark woke. It was like pre-dark woke. It was like him with the laser eyes, just like we drew it up.
Yeah, that was the one time it was good.
That was a good moment
because it was over the Super Bowl,
right?
Like where people were insane and saying that they were rigging the Super Bowl, and they posted that was like the one time they were funny.
Yeah. They nailed it that one time, but I think that the Trump administration is outshining them in this regard.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.